Hello and thank you for watching my video. Welcome to a video that's going to be talking about what people who are going to be playing the beta weekend, what they should be expecting, what they're going to be looking forward to, and just basically some of the things that you should be aware of. I did a video looking at the beta weekend and what happens when you load into the screen, and I wanted to give you guys who are going to be playing the beta a quick heads up on things that are going to be introduced with the beta weekend 2. So the second beta weekend actually happens on September the 4th to September the 6th. And in this we will actually get the chance to play some of the new elite specialisations. We'll be able to play the new Daredevil, the Thief specialisation. We'll be able to play the Revenant elite specialisation, which obviously is to do with Glint. And so the only thing, we'll also be able to play the Warrior specialisation. So the only one we'll be missing will be the Ranger. That's the only class we will yet to play because we'll have and the Engineer, sorry. So the Engineer and the Ranger are the only two elite specializations we yet to discover. So, what else should you be aware of? Well, I've got you in my loading screen here. And as you can see here, my characters are still here. They're all level 80. These are all the beta characters. And these characters we'll be able to pick up straight away. And for those of you who you get 4 slots for the beta characters, if you're not too keen on playing, for example, I have my Dragon Hunter here, I've got the Chronomancer, the Reaper, and also this was my Revenant. This will be playing the Glint specialization, but you can change some of these out and delete the Reaper and bring in, play around with the new Daredevil Thief specialization. So that'll be interesting to see how that turns out as well. So they actually save your progress throughout Verdant Brink. And Verdant Brink, we believe we're actually going to get more map available. So that's what we're expecting from the Heart of Thorns second weekend, the second beta weekend. And as you can, I just want a little note, I have bought some of the items from the gem store as well. So you can see here, I did actually purchase the wedding items. I just think it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's something that I actually didn't spend any money on. I bought with in-game gold. So the beta weekend is going to be happening for a 3-day period. And it should be cool to actually discover how these actually work. You can't actually play them right now. But yes, this should be something you should take advantage of. Learn how the actual class plays. You'll be able to give feedback on how your class plays. And you won't obviously keep any rewards for your main account. This is just beta. So that is what you're expecting. We're going to learn a little bit more about the Verdant Brink map. Apparently, what we're getting access to is 25% of the overall map. So we won't get a full complete map overview of Verdant Brink. There may be a few data mine bits and pieces coming up, but the main thing will be to trial these elite specializations, and also you can go in and have a look at some of the masteries as well. Try and achieve more masteries. Try and complete gliding, for example. We also know that there's going to be a few more adventures being brought into the game. So this beta weekend is really good a chance for you to discover that information. I also want to talk about as well, where does this actually sort of show us in regards to when do we think a launch date is likely? Well, we've actually had 2 beta weekends come pretty close together, and we actually had the first beta weekend on the 7th to the 10th of August. So with our second beta weekend being only 1 month afterwards, that's actually looking pretty good. If we compare it to the original launch, we actually had the first beta weekend in April 27th to the 29th, 2012. The second beta weekend wasn't till 2 months later, or a month and a half later. So they're a little bit more speedy on the process there. And then we had a third beta weekend around 5 weeks after, or 5 to 6 weeks after the second beta weekend. So I can actually see a third beta weekend if they go for it. I think it is likely, because I think we'll get in that final third beta weekend, we will be able to play things like challenging group content, and also we'll be able to try out the Druid and also the Engineer's elite specialization as well. And if that's following this trend, then I would expect that to occur in probably the end of September, Actually probably be the beginning of October. So if we say that the second week of October is when the final beta weekend is likely to happen, then they may do some stress tests. However, I don't think that's necessary in this occasion, because I think that Guild Wars 2 has already got the stress tests done. But when does that mean we had a launch date? Well, if you go by the beta weekend roll call, the third beta weekend we had with regards to the launch happened in July 2012. We then had a month to wait, and then they launched it. I think they're going to go with the same process, and I can see a late October, early November release date. That is my prediction. I believe it will be the last week of October or the first week of November will be the launch day. I think this ties in very well, because I don't think that they will do it for the last week of October, because I think that's when Halloween will be occurring, and that may be a little bit tricky. They may do some special event with Halloween, but it's just difficult if they want to try and incorporate Halloween into the Heart of Thorns expansion, and say that it has something relevant. Or I think it's most likely that they'll do the Halloween, and then the first week after Halloween they would then launch the Heart of Thorns. And so that is my suggested timeline. I definitely think it's going to be before December. I think November is a very good time to launch it, or they could launch it if they get everything done with the second beta weekend. I doubt that, though, considering how much more is yet to be done. So there you go, guys. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think that the timeline I've got and given you guys is appropriate? Please let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you on the next video.